What's going on, Game of Thrones fans? This is Stoner here, back again with the 401 Games monthly game night tournament for the month of November. If you haven't already seen it, round one was posted earlier. This is actually round three. I decided to go with round three before posting round one because, round two, because in round two it was myself playing against a Targaryen Lannister, and so I thought it'd be kind of boring posting, two Night's Watch matches back to back. So I figured this would be an interesting matchup. It's Rob St. John playing on the right. He is playing a Lannister Fealty against another metamate of ours, Sean, who is playing a Targ Banner of the Sun deck. So this was an interesting matchup, I thought. A nice way to break up my matches with other things that were happening. I only played on 2 of the matches of the 4 that were recorded, so I guess I'll post the second round after this. But as far as video sake and YouTube sake goes, we'll call this the second round. So this should be an interesting matchup, like I said. An exciting matchup, seeing these two houses go at it. Lots of intrigue and events are able to be played out of both these faction combinations. So I think that this is going to be a fun one. So right off the bat, we've got Rob, who has marshaled out a Cersei Lannister, the Assassin, and an Iron Throne, versus Jorah Mormont, House Day Knight, and the Dornish Paramour, as well as a King's Road in his location row. So Dornish Paramour is a card that I feel like deserves more respect than it receives. I mean, if you are able to throw, a power icon on her or serious training on her, she becomes a massive problem. Well, I wouldn't say a massive problem. It all depends. Yeah. She's able to pull a character that's able to participate in the challenge into it with you. So she has that little reaction there. So I think it's when she initiates a challenge, you can choose a character on your opponent's side of the board that is able to participate in that challenge and have it participate in that challenge. So, for example, which you'll see here, Dornish Paramour pulling in like Cersei Lannister, for example, so that your opponent can't trigger Cersei's ability for winning on offense. You kind of force her to defend, win the challenge, but at least now you're only losing out on stealing a card from your opponent, whereas Cersei would have stolen 2 from you. So there's that goes into it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other interesting combos that people like to use her for. So I really like playing that card, and I really hate when I see it on the other side of the table. It sucks having to feel like you need to milk her. Like, I always feel like I'm wasting a milk of the poppy on her when I should be milking somebody else. Anyhow, we've got a Calm of Westeros. Rob has chosen Intrigue versus the alt art Game of Thrones. So you have to win an Intrigue challenge before you can initiate a military or power challenge. And I'm so happy that I was able to go to Gen Con and pick up 3 copies of that alt art plot. It looks so good, as you can see there. So Sean marshals out a Rose Road beside his King's Road. I'm kind of expecting a big drop here because of the fact that he still has 4 gold, potentially 7 if you count the King's Road reduce. But instead he plays a Braided Warriors. I still don't play that card. It bothers me to play one icon that's just a military icon, unless you have other attachments in the deck. Braided Warriors for me isn't a card that I include, but I mean, he makes it work, and I'm sure a lot of other people make it work, but just out of personal preference, I don't like playing the Warriors. If they were more like the ranging party, then I'd go for them. But currently, I feel like they're a card that can be left out for other things, especially with Taking the Black now having dropped. And there's a second House Day Knight. With Taking the Black now having dropped, the the Martells have the bastard daughters, who, when they leave play, you're able to steal a card from your opponent's hand. I find those much more value. So we've got the Lannister Moneylender marshaled up by Rob. He has 4 gold left to go. Dupes the Cersei, so she's here to stay, and her annoying ability is here to stay. So he's reducing by 1, spending 3 for a 4-drop of... is that Tyrion? I can't see with the glare. Yeah, that's Tyrion. So he's got a lot of defense for that Game of Thrones plot. And we'll see what Sean chooses to do here on the Targaryen side. Especially after Rob played Calm of Westeros and called Intrigue already. Just more of a deterrent, but he has to do it. So he decides to use the Paramour to pull in Cersei, knowing that he's likely going to lose the challenge. Cersei having 4 strength and the Paramour only having 2, maybe 3. I can't really see it from here. 3, sorry, she's got 3. Excuse me. Oh no, he threw the House Day Knight into the Intrigue as well. So Rob gains 2 gold off of Tyrion's reaction, and that is an Intrigue challenge of 5, pulling in Cersei. Or is he still... I think he might still be deciding if he's throwing anybody else in. Because I'm assuming that's why Cersei isn't nulled yet, as he continues to declare this challenge. Yeah, it looks like he hasn't decided. So he throws it in for a total of 7. Cersei's forced to participate, so it's now 7-4. Rob can win this challenge if he throws Tyrion in, which would open up military and power for him should he have any ambush. So he uses his fealty to reduce by 1, spends 2 gold, and plays the Things I Do for Love to bounce 1 of the House Day Knights out and win that challenge with 6 to Sean's 5. And so let's see if he's got anything to ambush here after he initiates an Intrigue and gains 2 gold. So Intrigue, stealthing Jorah, unopposed, gains 2 gold. And what can he do with that here? Does he have anyone that he can ambush? And the Intrigue Day Magister Illyrio, for those that didn't see it. It's looking like Rob doesn't have anything to do here. He might just let it go and take dominance. Excuse me. So that's right, he takes dominance with the Iron Throne and is up 2 power to Sean 0. But I mean, at this point, Sean's got to feel pretty okay. I mean, he didn't end up losing out to Cersei's ability of raising the claim on Intrigue challenges. So we got a Winds of Winter, 3-4-2 versus Calling the Banners, which means that Rob is going to have a whopping 7 gold here. And Calling the Banners, 3-6-1. So he wins initiative. So we got a second King's Road. All the monies. All the monies. So there goes both King's Roads. Just being polite and double checking that he can't somehow cancel this ability. And here comes Daenerys Targaryen. And Viserys. And as Sean says, just in case you got a milk floating around there. And Rob responds, who plays that? So Dany, when she's standing, all other characters on your opponent's side get -1 strength. She also has insight. So we got the Lannister location reducer, which is Rob's limited for the round. Reducing by 1, 2, plays 3, 4, reduces to 5, 6, 7. That's Tywin. And still has money left over. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So Tywin's out, and we all have probably had to stare down Tywin on the other side of the table. He has renown. He gets +1 strength for each gold in your gold pool. He also gives you +2 bonus income. He already has 6 base strength and all 3 icons. The guy is a beast. And he's got a bald head. So the Dornish Paramour pulls Tywin into an Intrigue challenge. He obviously wins it because he has so much money. He just gained another 2 for that off of Tyrion's reaction. And I guess maybe what Sean was thinking is that by taking Tywin out, because of how much strength Tywin has, that opens up Sean for a very easy put to the sword. He knows Rob can afford it. He knows that Rob can likely beat him by 5 strength if he makes any kind of misjudgments in his military challenges. So as much as it sucks to give your opponent a free power and give up your own Intrigue challenge to do that, I think you still come out on top knowing that Dany's not going to get beheaded by put to the sword. Dany's not going to get put to the sword is what I should have said. So that's 3 power there. 2 on his house card, 1 on Tywin. So we got the military challenge pushed through unopposed, claim of 2. So the assassin goes, and you gotta assume that the next character to go is the Lannisport merchant. I mean, Rob's income right now is bonkers with the +2, and he already has the Western fiefdom or fiefdom. Pronunciation check. I always said fiefdom, I think. But anyways, here we go with a potential power challenge. Power challenge with Dany of 5. This can be easily stuffed, but I'm thinking it's going to go unopposed here. If it goes unopposed, Rob can get an unopposed Intrigue challenge, steal 2 cards, gain 2 gold, potentially drop an ambush. So he's got a lot of options. And it would be unopposed because of the stealth on Tyrion. So let's see what happens here. Nope. Pays 2 right away. And gets the ambush out of the gold cloaks. So now they've got 3 strength that he can throw into that challenge. It's still a power challenge of 5 though. So I'm not sure what he's going to do with the gold cloaks. Maybe just get the unopposed out of there. I mean, he can get the unopposed out, so just chump block. Then he can do a Intrigue challenge with Cersei and win it, steal 2 cards, and do an unopposed power challenge. And oh, he decides to go unopposed. Okay. So now we can get all 3 challenges off. And win all 3. Not a bad choice. So I'm thinking it's a military. It'll be an intrigue with Cersei and win. And then unopposed power challenge. He opens with intrigue, gets 2 gold. Maybe he's got an event in hand, who knows. So the intrigue goes unopposed. Claim of 2. That looks like a Fire and Blood and a Handmaiden. Okay, military of 3, opposed with the House Day Knight and claim of 1. And Sean opts to claim the Braided Warriors. And then a stealth power challenge. I didn't see Viserys over there, but either way, it still goes unopposed and puts Rob up to 4, 3 on his house card, 1 on Tywin, and then wins dominance with the Iron Throne. So quick 5-3. And at this point, you know Sean's praying to see a Milk of the Poppy to turn Tywin off. But like, at this stage, you're praying to see 3 Milk of the Poppies because you want to turn all 3 of those guys off. I mean, Cersei's just going to eat away at your hand and open you up for a Varys. Tyrion funds all the combat and all those shenanigans. And then Tywin's just the big boss with the bald head.
The intrigue was just her that round. It was just Neil Tywin.
And I only used him.
He was in the military, I think.
Oh, yes, he was in the military, yeah. Was in the military. They discharged him.
And we totally forgot a betrayal token on Jorah.
Cards in hand.
So that just happened. But it seems they only put the betrayal token. They didn't put the renown. If he had to have won the challenge to get the betrayal, which means he should also have a power token on him. If I'm not mistaken. Let's take a quick look at Ser Jorah Mormont. Force reaction: after you win a challenge in which Ser Jorah Mormont is participating, place 1 betrayal token on him, and he has renown. So yeah, he should have both tokens right now.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Got rid of them.
Choose you to go first.
Or maybe it's just under. I can't even tell. So we've got building orders and a summon. So lots of deck searching is about to go down right now. I always want to call it building season because of 1.0.
That I do, sir.
Very nice. So Rob's search for him ends up bringing up what looked like a Lannister to me. So after he wins Intrigue Challenge, he's going to draw a card. And the summon search brought up the only braided warrior that matters, Khal Drogo. So both guys getting what they wanted here. Just a lot easier for Rob to get what he wanted out and in play than it is for Sean at the moment because of that income that he's got. So Sean has a whopping 5 gold and plays the Illyrios to get a loyalist out. Uses the loyalist to play the only braided warrior that matters, Khal Drogo. And so Khal and Khaleesi and her stalker are now all on the Targaryen side. Her stalker being Ser Jorah. And Rob throws out some more econ. Just living the dream right now. As if he needs any more money. Uses the fealty -1, 2, 3, and pays for. We were right. It is Lannisport. So a free Lannisport right there. It's just craziness. And another moneylender. Sorry, merchant, not moneylender. Merchant. Lannisport merchant. And I can't see the top card. Oh, Jamie. So all the Lannisters are out, ready to party. Intrigue challenge with the Dornish Paramore, pulling Tywin in. Again, it sucks because you're giving up that renown, but it's better than the alternative of having a put to the sword play. So Tywin defends, he's going to win and give Robb 6 power. Not only that, but he's going to draw off of Lannisport. So it gets even worse now. When you pull Tywin into the challenge, you're not only giving him power, you're also giving him more power in the form of free card draw. Because he can win now not only that intrigue challenge, but his own intrigue challenge when the turn flips back to him, which is a second draw. And we all know how important draw is, as we've got a military challenge of 2 strength that was just initiated. And because of Khal Drogo, Sean is now able to do 2 military challenges. Don't forget that. Which is defended with 4. Jamie takes another renown. And then the second military pops off, which will have to go unopposed. Robb doesn't have any more standing military icons and claims a little weenie, but for him it doesn't matter. He's just gained 2 power on defense. Hasn't initiated a single challenge yet and has gained 2 power. So let's see what Sean does here. I mean, and the other thing that sucks is Tyrion has that stealth, so that's more free power that you know is going to have to happen due to an unopposed somewhere. But instead, Robb goes all in on the intrigue. Deciding who he wants to stealth here. So it'll be an intrigue of 6. And based on the stealth, he decides to stealth Jorah. So that's a very smart decision. If he stealths Jorah and now Dany has to participate if he doesn't want to give it unopposed. Once Dany participates, the Lannisters will get +1 strength each. So now that's an intrigue challenge of 8 as opposed to being 6. And Robb gets to draw a card. And he gets to claim 2 cards. So that's a 3-card swing for the Lannister player. They draw 1, their opponent loses 2. So now you got the +3 cards on your side. So that should be all of Robb's challenges. He'll still win dominance because he has the Iron Throne. He decides to pass and take Dom. And I guess in that situation, I mean, you're not really too worried about getting all 3 of your challenges off because you have already won 2 power on your opponent's turn. It kind of feels like you got your 3 challenges off anyways in that sense. So I can definitely see why he would go for the intrigue, putting both Tyrion and Cersei in, guaranteeing that he's going to steal 2 cards from his opponent, guaranteeing that he's going to win the intrigue challenge with the stealth, and also gain 2 gold in the process, draw a card, which he could potentially ambush to, get a power challenge off or something like that. So tons and tons of options here. Because actually, if he was able to draw into another gold cloaks, he could have ambushed that out, initiated a power challenge, which would have beat Viserys easily, and been up to 9 power right now. And then the other thing is, because Sean's hand is so low now, and Robb has so much econ out on the board, it's going to be very, very easy for him to play Varys should he see one. Just as, like a little backup or just something to make his opponent think about. So we've got Calling the Banners played by Sean and a Wildfire Assault played by Rob. In this situation, I think I would take, Cersei, even though she's duped. You obviously want to keep both of your guys that have the renowned powers on them that are pushing you closer to victory. And you obviously want to keep Tyrion, who has stealth and is funding all of your battles.
Come on, you won't keep her. You won't keep her. She's so good so far.
Yeah. And
Being a little free. Yeah.
So let's see what we got here.
this hand is most hilarious.
And new players, obviously, if this happens to you, you play Wildfire, your opponent plays Calling the Banners. You want to be first player so that you can trigger Wildfire before your opponent gets to trigger the when revealed on Calling the Banners. You want to limit the amount of gold that they get off of playing that plot. So Wildfire always first, reduce down to 3 characters on each side of the board, and then let your opponent's when revealed pop off because you do have the higher initiative. And Rob doubles down on Varys. Every time I play Rob and I see him play Varys, I cry a little bit inside, and I do my best not to show him that I'm crying on the inside. He just makes such great use of that damn card. And he's got the Tickler and banks 2 gold. So the fact that he could play Varys, play the Tickler, and bank 2 gold is just ridiculous. As we see a triple Rhaegal play. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Rob's got opening challenges. He really doesn't have to do too much here. Yeah, Sean gets 2 military challenges, but with only 2 military icons out on the board, it makes that very, very difficult. Especially versus Rob's 3, who are all pretty decent. So military 4, Jamie doesn't kneel for military challenges. So he's just trying to bait out a block here. So Sean wins, collects renown for Drogo. And now Rob only has to worry about 1 military challenge when Sean takes his turn. And that's very smart. If he would have done military of 6, so he threw the Tickler in to try to win it, I'm willing to bet a core set that Sean would not have blocked and it would have gone unopposed. Power challenge of 3, stealthing Dany goes unopposed and throws Rob up to 10 power. Intrigue challenge of 3 with Varys stealthing Dany. So only the Paramour. Oh, of 2 because Dany's standing. So only the Paramour can block. So Sean spending 1 gold for Waking the Blood. I just mixed the name. Blood and... Sorry, I just mixed 2 card names together. He pays 1 gold to get out the Targaryen event, Fire and Blood. So he can either bring a hatchling back to play or shuffle a dead pile character back into his deck. So Intrigue challenge, pulling in Tywin. Tywin obviously wins that challenge, draws another card for Rob and under Renown. And then a power challenge with Danny, which looks like it'll go unopposed.
Oh darn, I could see the top card was particularly.
So the power challenge is unopposed. Drawing for insight after claim, so 10-7.
No, so reaction she stands, that matters. Have anything else left to do? Enough to forget. Excellent, super useless. Would have been nice for you to tickle that. Alright, anyways, so dominance is you.
Alright, yeah, we'll tickle just for fun. Don't feel right doing it, but.
So we've got a tickle going on, and Jakaris gets tickled.
It's not bad. Alright.
And no bears.
That's no bueno.
Just there to mind. Or until I feel
And Rob elects not to use Varys
bait. Who knows? We'll see.
because if he did, it would be Varys versus 2 Rhaegals. Which really isn't that bad, but I mean, why would you do that when you've got all that renown on the board, right? So Rob plays his corset version of Game of Thrones up against a Clash of Kings. So when you win a power challenge, you move an additional power from your opponent's house card to your own.
5 gold. And I'll pass.
And just like that, Sean is forced to pass. So Cersei did her job. There is the Jaime dupe / Varys security and the Tyrion dupe. More Varys security. So if he Varys this turn, he's gonna have Varys, Jaime, and Tyrion all left.
Beginning a challenge.
But I can't see him doing that again, because like I said, with 4 powers worth of renown out on the board, why would you do it?
I will confine Tyrion.
And we've got a confinement play on Tyrion, who now has no icons because his strength was 4 less. Initially, it was attempted to be put on Tywin, but obviously 4 strength or less. Tywin has currently 6, 7, 8, potentially 9. That might be a stack of 3.
Intrigue, I'll pull in Varys. Actually, hold on. Let me see.
So this is an intrigue challenge here, just seeing if the Paramour is going to pull anybody in. So what may work as an early strategy of, using the Paramour to get Tywin off the offensive is one that definitely needs to switch focus as you move into the later stages of the game. It's hard to keep that strategy active knowing that you're pushing your opponent closer to winning every game. I mean, Rob doesn't even have to initiate challenges, he can collect renown. So Sean is just unable to find the cards that he needs. in order to deal with that board and ends up conceding. So, like I said, that is technically the third round of the tournament. I decided to do the third round before the second just so that I wouldn't have two back-to-back Night's Watch matches. We've also have a round of Sean versus, I don't even know who it is. I need to watch, go check that game out. But there's another matchup of the fourth round that'll be posted shortly after the second Night's Watch game, which was against a Lannister Targaryen. Everybody take care, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.